Hello, everyone, and welcome. You know, once in a while I have to show you other parts that I like to do. As you know, as a beer reviewer, I like to do beer reviews. But as we approach St. Patrick's Day, one of the things I like to have for me and to share with my friends is a little Irish cream. And I have adapted to a recipe that I like and want to share with you. Howdy, howdy, all you beer lovers, and welcome to Craft Beer and Michigan Brewery Spotlight. But today, as we said in the beginning, I am doing something special for you and me. And I love a good Irish cream, and Bailey's is my favorite. But it is neat to make your own. So that's what we're going to do today. We're in my den. We're going to make an Irish cream for you, something that I'm going to add a couple ingredients different than what most, let's say, recipes out there have. So being in my den, if I was outside in my cigar garden, I'd be smoking a cigar. All right, so this is an Emerald. Let's see if we can get the name all right. An Emerald. It's got a little bit of a spice to it. It's got actually a Mexican outside wrap, something a little bit different. That kind of thing. We'll get the baby Yeti garden this for us. Oh no, we're knocking over the gnome. You know, we got our winter Arctic gnomes, so he needs to join the Yeti up here. He always is a little top heavy. He doesn't stick around very much. So when building a recipe for something like this, obviously, I forgot one important ingredient. I need to come right back because it's still in the refrigerator. So 1 second. All right, we're back. And that important ingredient out of the refrigerator, makes a big difference. So thank you for letting us do that. This little cut in and all that. So in building a recipe for an Irish cream that I think has got some extra special flavors to it. So let's go through the ingredients. All right. So espresso coffee. We got some instant espresso coffee, and we'll blend that here a little bit. The original recipe for Bailey's talked about Hershey's cocoa, and you can use the syrup as well. It's already, but I like the cocoa. A friend of mine for Christmas gave me actually chocolate powder, so that's one of the special ingredients. All right. The thing out of the fridge, I had to get some whipping cream out of the fridge because that's very important as well. And then when you're building your own recipe, you choose the ingredients. So my condensed milk is an organic, let's say, California Farms organic sweetened condensed milk. All right. So that's one of the nice things about that. And then when it comes to the spirit, the whiskey, the Irish whiskey, you might like Jameson. You might like Powers. You might like Redbreast. You might like the Lost Irish, that kind of thing. There are so many different tastes out there that you and I have an opportunity. Okay. So what I'm using, and I'll feature the video when we tasted this, Spanky's Whip, made in Ireland. And this has got a little bit different of a thing. It is actually a spirit from the whey. So you take the whey, the curds and whey in milk, and take the whey, and you can distill it. So this is something a little bit different. All right. Spanky's Whip. And again, I'll put the video for when I tasted this at the back so you can do Spanky's Whip. All right. A couple other secret ingredients, actually 3 of them. I like chocolate malt. Don't tell anybody. So we're going to put a little Ovaltine in there. And then, all right, we're doing a lot of chocolate, but I do like a little coffee creamer in there. And this is a vanilla coffee creamer, so I do like that. And this is the most uniqueness. Now, I could add all those things, and it'd be great. But when I add this one, whey protein, all right, it now becomes a protein drink. So when I pour it in my glass over ice, I've got a protein drink. So there's the secret ingredient to this, is the protein drink. All right, so let's get this all together. All right, the first thing I want to do is, all right, so when I found in the past, when I do the espresso coffee, the granulates don't really get ground up very well in my blender. So then there's those little granulates. And I discovered a secret. So I'm going to take a heaping spoonful. All right, and I've got it in my bowl. And then I'm going to add just a teaspoon of water. We're just going to get a teaspoon of water. Let's do 2 teaspoons. All right. Actually, I did 3. So we add the water. And I've got my little frother. Let's say if I was going to make a latte. And see if we can get that in there. Can we get that in there? So I'm making a syrup out of my coffee. So, all right. I think I've got that well mixed. Alrighty. Okay. So then we're going to start with this one. We're going to put this down at the bottom. Guess I got to pop my top. There we go. Didn't chinook like a beer should. So we're going to start with this. All right. So we're going to get this in there. And I like how it looks. It is going to add into the mixture. It's going to do real well, I think. All right. Okay. So next I want to add in my organic California Farms concentrated milk. And I think that, having it, being organic. So now I've got my, I've got a protein organic drink now, right? So, I'm hitting all the criteria, and we'll have some fun with it. And I guarantee this is going to taste good. Almost done here. Almost got the entire can in here. I want to make sure I get it all in. Oh, a little bit more. I better do some more digging here. All right. There we go. Boy, that smells good already. It's kind of blending with the espresso. So let's add our whipping cream, and I'm going to add the whole whole pint. All right, so then when we go to the other ingredients, so we talked about Hershey syrup, or their cocoa. We're gonna add a nice big dollop there. My blend that my Christmas present friend gave. Oh, look how big old tall I got there. I don't mind that. Lots of chocolate in there. Now we're into the other ingredients, the Ovaltine. Nice scoop of Ovaltine. Add a little of the vanilla coffee maker or coffee cream to it. It's not going to hurt it any. And then the giant. I'm not going to do a full scoop. Let's just do a half a scoop of the protein. And you're going, Todd, you're missing something. 3/4 of a cup of Spanky's Whip. Look at that, colors and all that, the mixtures and all that. All right, we got it all. Am I missing anything? Looks like I've got everything in there. Where'd my top go? Let's see if we can wake everybody up. Let's give her a blend. All right, let's take a look before we start pouring it in our mugs. Ooh. Let's just give it a little bit more time. Let's just let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so again, in the funness of it all, what kind of glass do you want to put it in? So I've got my funnel, and I also have a backup in case I made more than enough to fill this up. Well, look at that color, nice and brownish, looking fantastic. I like it. I like it. I like it. Looks like we're going to get all of it in this. Yep, we are. All right. I'm going to just put the top on there for now. Take a look at that. Looks fantastic. Great color. Looks great in the bottle. So, well, now it's time to taste this. So I'm going to go get a rock glass with some rocks in it, and we'll go from there. Be right back. All right. So there's the Plencia cigars. A beautiful octagon shaped glass to do this. Only got 3 rocks in it. So here we go. And let's see how I did this year in making this Irish cream. So this is, since you're now that it's made, I've got to put it in the refrigerator. Look at that. Looks nice. Could add this to some coffee and have my own little Irish cream there. Schlancheva. Perfect. Nice and easy and smooth. The creaminess really is taking over my mouth. I'm glad that I took the time to emulsify the espresso, because I was concerned about the grains I've had that were, grainy, and this isn't grainy at all. So I've made for you a very unique Irish cream. I've changed the recipe up from a traditional, made at home, by adding a few ingredients to it. And we're glad to share this with you. Whether you make this for Christmas or around St. Patrick's Day, I hope this recipe has been very beneficial. And I appreciate you stopping by Craft Beer and Michigan Brewery Spotlight, where today we made an Irish cream.